Hello everyone, a very good morning to all. So in this video, we'll be studying the effect of substituents on the strength of Lewis acids and Lewis bases. How the substituents are going to affect the Lewis acidic and basic character of, acidic and basic character of Lewis acids. So the relative strength of Lewis acids and bases depend upon the nature of the substituents present on the acceptor as well as the donor atoms respectively for acids and bases. So we'll be discussing the following effects for this for the Lewis acid base character. First one is the inductive effect, next one is the resonance effect, and third one is the steric effect of substituents. So all these factors, the inductive effect of substituents, resonance effect created due to substituents present, and the steric effect plays a crucial role in the comparative acidic or basic strength of Lewis acids. So if an electron withdrawing group is present on the donor atom or donor or acceptor atom for the case of Lewis acids, so what it will be, what it will change in the Lewis acid, it will increase the acidic strength as we studied for the organic acid when an electron withdrawing group, that is, and group with minus I effect was present, it enhances the acidic character, and when it was present, an electron withdrawing group was present on the Lewis base or the donor atom, then it will make it electron deficient, thus decreasing its electron donating tendency. That means it decreases the basic strength. So the effective same as on the Lewis acid and bases as it was on the organic acids and bases for the plus I and the minus I effect, that is electron withdrawing and electron donating groups. So here we are considering the first example for discussing this case, that what the minus I effect of the substituents is and what is the effect of plus I substituents on the donor or the acceptor atoms. So let's just first discuss the Lewis acids. Here this is the Lewis acid, that is BH3, which is also called as borane. So here on the left side, there are the hydrogen atoms have been replaced with 3 methyl groups, that is electron donating groups. And here the 3 hydrogens have been replaced with fluorine, that is electron withdrawing groups. So let us see what effects they make on the Lewis acidic and basic strength, Lewis acidic strength of BH3. So as the electron withdrawing groups are present, what will happen? They will make this boron more electron deficient, as they will extract electron density from the central atom and make it more electron deficient. So they are enhancing the Lewis acidic character of BH3 when hydrogens are replaced with fluorine. So the trend is going to be this, that BF3 is most acidic than BH3, and the methyl groups are, as we know, these are the electron donating groups. What they will do is they will donate their electron density towards the boron atom, and they will decrease its electron deficient nature and make it behave as it is having sufficient electrons, and it will decrease the Lewis acidic character of BH3 when we replace hydrogens with methyl. So it is having least Lewis acidic character. Now, if we now let us consider the case of Lewis base. Here we are taking ammonia. We have replaced the hydrogens with the methyl ones and the fluoride ones. Methyls are the electron donating ones, and the fluorines are the electron withdrawing groups. So on the base, they are having reverse effect. When more electron donating groups are present, that means they are enhancing the electron donating tendency of nitrogen. They are increasing the electron density on the nitrogen so that its electron donating tendency is increasing. And fluorines, what they are doing? They are extracting the electron density from nitrogen. That means they are making it electron deficient. That means now it will be difficult for nitrogen to donate the electron. So Lewis basic character is increasing with the electron donating group and decreasing with the electron withdrawing groups. So I hope this thing is clear, that what is the effect of electron donating and electron withdrawing group. That is, electron withdrawing groups are having minus I effect, and electron donating groups are having the plus I effect on the Lewis acids and bases Now let us see the second effect, that is resonance. For discussing the resonance effect of resonance, we are having BF3, BCl3 and BBr3, that is trihaloboranes. We have replaced the hydrogens with chlorine and bromine here. So as we all know that electron withdrawing nature of halogens varies, as that chlorine is having maximum electronegative, and then chlorine, then bromine, and so is their electron withdrawing nature. Chlorine is having maximum electron withdrawing nature, then chlorine, and then bromine. So based upon that, for the Lewis acid, as we discussed earlier, that more electronegative or we can say more electron withdrawing groups are enhancing their Lewis acidic character. So the expected order is this, that is BF3 is most acidic, then BCl3, then BBr3. But it is wrong, because here resonance is playing its role. The actual order is just the reverse. BBr3 is most acidic, then BCl3, then BBr3. So the actual order is this, which is just the reverse of the expected order. So what is the reason behind this? This is because the resonance has taken place. Now, how resonance has reversed the order, let us see. Actually, these halogens are having lone pairs on them. So what is happening is there is p-pi back bonding from the halogen to the electron deficient boron. So in case of BF3, there are filled 2p orbitals for fluorine and 2p orbitals for boron. And here 2p orbitals from boron and 3p orbitals, donors are the 3p orbitals of fluorine. Here 2p orbitals belong to boron and 4p orbitals from bromine. So electrons are getting donated here from 2p orbital to 2p, here from 3p to 2p, and here 4p to 2p. As these are having same size and same the principal quantum number, so it is going to be the maximum overlap, and the transfer of electrons, the overlapping is going to be most efficient. Here there is very much difference in size of 2p and 3p, so the overlap is not going to be this much effective in comparison to this, and here the overlap is going to be least. So maximum overlap of 2p in case of BF3, as they are having same size. So p-pi back bonding is strongest in case of BF3. So as shown here, this p-pi back bonding, due to this back bonding, there is partial double bond character in these bonds. That is these boron and fluorine bonds, just like this. And here is the overall structure which is having partial double bond character, and same partial double bond character is there in case of BCl3 and BBr3, but the maximum overlap is here, and most strong bonding is in the case of BF3. So the electron deficient nature of boron in case of BF3 is much more, the electron deficiency is much more fulfilled in case of 2p overlap, and it is the electron deficiency of boron is not much fulfilled in case of 2p 3p, and here it is least fulfilled in case of BBr3. So here we can say that the electron deficiency of boron is satisfied by the back donation of lone pair electrons from fluorine. So it is no more electron deficient, and here it is the electron deficiency is not satisfied to the extent it is satisfied in BF3, and here it is least satisfied. So now the boron of BBr3 is more electron deficient in comparison to these two. So the order has reversed. This is the reason that resonance stabilization this is called as resonance, that stabilization due to back donation of non-bonding electrons of fluorine to boron it is most effective in case of BF3, that is where 2p overlap is there. So this is the reason the order has been reversed, and BBr3 is having the maximum Lewis acid character, and then BCl3, and then BF3. So resonance is the reason behind this reversal of Lewis acidic character. Next point which we are going to discuss is the steric effect. This effect comes into play when we consider the reaction between Lewis acid and base. Now, by the reaction, we mean that if we are comparing some Lewis acids, something is Lewis acid only when it comes to react with the base. So that means its Lewis acidic strength is seen when it shows in front of a Lewis base. Now here we are considering three Lewis bases. Here it is pyridine, here it is methylpyridine or paramethylpyridine, and here it is orthomethylpyridine. Now if we see methyl is an electron donating group. Here also it is an electron donating group, and here no electron donating group is present. So considering the electron donating tendency, considering the plus I effect on the bases, we will say that the expected order of Lewis base character is going to be 2 and 3. The second and third one are going to behave as same group is present, and for the case of pyridine, it is going to be least. But it is not. So the actual order is this, that para is having maximum basic character, basic strength, then comes the pyridine, and ortho is having the least basic strength. Why this is so? Let us see by reacting them, by making their adduct with the same Lewis acid, that how steric hindrance is playing the role in making this order. So here we have considered this trimethylborane. So here we have expanded all the methyl groups so that we can explain the steric hindrance. So in case of pyridine, it is very easy to donate the lone pair present on the nitrogen, and it can easily show its basic strength by donating its lone pair to electron deficient boron. And in case of para also, the electron donation is easy because there is no steric hindrance. But in case of ortho, the methyl groups present on the boron, on the Lewis acid, and methyl group, the hydrogens present on the methyl group of pyridine, which is present at the ortho position. So they interfere with each other. They create steric hindrance, so that there is no effective donation of lone pair, or we can say no effective formation of adduct between the Lewis acid and Lewis base. So here it is not behaving as Lewis base to that extent, in it comparatively weaker Lewis base in comparison to these two, because of the steric hindrance. So this is how steric hindrance plays the role. So this kind of steric effect has significant effect on the stability of the adduct. So this adduct is not stable as there is steric hindrance, and the order of Lewis base character when it comes to this Lewis acid, when they are donating their electron pair to this Lewis acid, the Lewis base strength is going to be para, is having maximum Lewis base strength, then comes pyridine, and then comes the ortho isomer. So this effect is called as this effect is called as F strain or front strain. This is a case of steric hindrance. There are two types of strains which we'll be discussing in the steric hindrance. So first one is front strain and the other one is B strain. So for the case of front strain, to understand, we can call it as interatomic strain. When it comes into play, the role of front strain comes into play whenever there is a formation of an adduct between Lewis acid and a Lewis base. Whenever such strains which are due to intermolecular steric hindrances between the Lewis acid and Lewis base in the molecule of Lewis acid, Lewis base and Lewis acid. So such strains which are created due to the steric hindrance between the Lewis acid and Lewis base are called as front strain. Now second case is the B strain, or we can call it back strain. So this is observed when bulky groups present on Lewis acid or Lewis base are forced to fold back behind the donor or acceptor atom upon formation of adduct. So this definition, you will be finding it difficult to memorize, but you will understand it when we'll be discussing the example. So here we are taking the case of Br3. It is here R groups are bulky. So and NR3, here also R groups are bulky. So it is a acceptor donor adduct. This is electron deficient, that is Lewis acid, and this is Lewis base. Now hybridization of Br3 is sp2 before the formation of adduct. And one C adduct is formed in the fourth group which is attached here is NR3. So the hybridization changes to sp3, right? And it is having hybridization of sp3 due to the presence of lone pair, and it remains the same. Now, if R groups are bulky, then steric hindrance comes into play. Now, say these R groups are, so if R groups are not bulky, then it will happily change its hybridization from sp2 to sp3 because not much repulsions are there between the bonding groups. So now if R group is bulky, say it is mesitylene. Now R is equal to this, it is big, benzene, then 3 methyl groups. So when such type of groups are present on BR3, it is difficult for BR3 to change its hybridization as already there are repulsions in the structure. So it will have to reduce its bond angle. In the case of sp2, it was 120 degree. And for tetrahedral, when it is making an adduct with some Lewis base, it will have to change its bond angle from 120 to sp3 in that is 109 degree or 9.4. So that means the repulsions are going to be very much intense in comparison to the earlier ones. So in case of when mesitylene is present as R group in BR3, and when it tries to make an adduct, when it tries to behave as an Lewis acid, so the Lewis acid base reaction does not take place at all due to B strain because it is reluctant to change its hybridization have change in its structure from sp2 to sp3 hybridization. So this from here you will be able to understand the definition that when Lewis acids and bases, when the groups present on Lewis acid and bases are forced to fold back, that means reduce their bond angle behind the donor or acceptor atom upon the formation of adduct. So upon the formation of adduct, what will happen here? sp2 changes to sp3. That means bond angle is getting reduced from 120 to 109 degrees. So this is all about backstrain, and here we are also considering second example where we will be talking about backstrain in the base, that is NR3. If R group is bulky here, say R groups are SiH3. So here ammonia is sp3 hybridized. If R is this, that means here NR3, R is bulky, that is it is SiH3. So what will happen here? Already when it is individually present, what R groups are going to do? R groups will force the lone pair to be present in p orbital, and so that it can be present in the vertical plane, and the bonded groups, that is 3R groups, would like to have sp2 hybridization so that the bond angle is maximum and repulsions are less between the bond pairs. So when such groups act as donor atoms, now the hybridization, they will when they are acting as Lewis base while the formation of adduct, the hybridization is going to change from sp2 to sp3 here. So for that, the bond angle is going to get reduced. So repulsions would increase, and so these cannot act as good donors because they do not want to act as donor, because they will have to decrease the bond angle and repulsions are going to be more, that the adduct which is going to be formed is not going to be unstable due to the steric hindrance due to backstrain. So here we are taking another example. Here we have two groups, that is here it is triethylamine, which is acting as Lewis base for B trimethylborane, and here this is quinacridine, where it is acting as base to B trimethylborane again. So what do you think out of these two, which one is going to have more B strain? So here all the groups are folded back. That means there is no B strain because these groups are already folded back, and the angle is going to be tetrahedral easily. The hybridization is going to change easily. But here the 3 ethyl groups must have forced the lone pair to be present in P, and hybridization would be sp2, and these will avoid getting reducing the bond angle from 120 to 109 and change the hybridization from sp2 to sp3. So this is not going to be a better, this is going to be a bad base in comparison to quinacridine for trimethyl borane. So here no B strain is there, as alkyl groups are already folded back. Here ethyl groups will have to fold back. It will require some energy. So there is not feasibility of this reaction to take place in comparison to this. So this was all about front strain and back strain and Lewis acid base character of how acidic strength and basic strength varies in case of Lewis acids and bases based upon the inductive effect, steric effect, and the third one was resonance, which we discussed. So these all the cases which we have discussed are very important from the examination point of view. You can be asked directly the questions like these cases, that which is having better base, which is having better write the trend of Lewis acidic character, what is the trend of Lewis basic character. Here write the trend of Lewis acidic character for these, and what is B strain, what is front strain. You can be asked about which is having better Lewis basic character. So these examples which we have, all the examples which we have discussed are very important from the examination point of view. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much.